joined by a special guest. I'm Becky, and we have Lenka here. We're at the Raven's Journey warehouse.
Hi, everyone.
And Lenka is the face behind Raven's Journey.
Welcome to my warehouse.
Yay!
Yes.
And we've got our tea, and we're ready to take a look at some beautiful beads. We've got some new beads here today. Before we dive in, I just wanted to say, if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, you'll be able to leave comments and hearts. We can see your hearts floating up, and I can see Kat is saying hello from Colorado. Charlene from Florida, hi everyone. Kim says hi ladies. S Barb Girl is here. She says hello ladies. Hi everyone. So good to see you. So good to see your comments. And if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, you can also shop while you watch. We will have these beads that we're going to be talking about, these gorgeous Raven's Journey beads, linked in the show, including the new ones that we have to show you. So super exciting. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much. But if you want to shop, head over to artbeads.com/live. So we've got more comments. Penny, love Raven's Journey from Tennessee. Yeah. Lori, hello from Fort Collins, Colorado. Carol says hello, ladies. Gail is saying hi. Julie from St. Louis, hey y'all, hello. And Holly D says afternoon, everyone from Georgia. So super exciting. Love Raven's Journey. So beautiful, says Candace. And Devin's here. Hey Lenka, great to see the two of you together. Hi Devin. And Julie says, hi, this is so fun. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I always love coming to Lenka's because you're surrounded by beautiful beads, and Lenka's so sweet, and she always gives me tea in a pretty mug, so it's always fun. Beverly, hi, hello. Okay, so should we dive into some pretty beads? So let's flip the camera. First of all, we can show you the necklace that Lenka's wearing. It has one of the new beads. It is the Egyptian cartouche beads. So those are new from Raven's Journey, and we've got some on the table, and you're getting a little peek at her warehouse as well. So really beautiful new Raven's Journey cartouche beads. Do you want to talk a little bit about these, Lenka?
Sure. Becky, thank you for the introduction
of
and
course.
For your travel here. I know it's not around the corner. So,
it's my chance to listen to all the Broadway musical soundtracks.
Awesome. Yeah. How long do you spend on the road? 3 hours?
Yeah, 2.5, 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
you are considered
it's
local.
It's a zen drive.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate it, and everybody else who is watching and taking the time to be here with us. Yeah, so let's focus on these beads. I am a little distracted,
yes!
you know. But yeah, so
pretty.
We've had these cartouche beads for some time, like the shape, like a long time ago. I have to say that they're like one of the more classic shapes of the Czech molds. And some of, your followers or some of your customers may know some of my story. When I first started importing beads, I was only 23, 24 years old, and I met this older couple that kind of took me under their wings. Mm-hmm. And they did have this shape. And back then, I really didn't know much about Egyptian themes and stuff. So I thought that they were intriguing just to kind of look at. But,
yes.
So down the road, once I was able to, broaden my, offerings and have some specialty beads, I was really careful because my funds were limited. So I got only a couple colors, and it surprised me how much interest, they got. I think I had turquoise, typical turquoise and red. And then, few years ago, I just thought, Egyptian stuff is so big. I myself started listening to more historical stuff about it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I have those beads. I have to go back and buy more.
I love ancient Egypt. It's one of my favorites.
Yes, but you know what happened? I couldn't find the shape. Nobody had it. That old couple, they couldn't find it. I don't know if I got lost in their drawers. They just would not find it. And I was so sad. And we even started thinking about carving our own mold, which is not easy, takes forever. And so then I dove into what kind of hieroglyphs we want to put on it, and it was just so difficult. And then, to make a long story short, I finally found a bead in a really obscure place with a different maker, and I got so excited that as I was shopping there, or kind of voicing my wishes, I ordered 40 colors.
Yes, I love that.
You know, and then, you know, when I mentioned that bead to you, when we were talking, you said, oh my gosh, you know, I'm really into Egypt stuff. I've been reading books. I could tell that your voice, you got really excited.
Yes,
You see lots of beads.
But I love ancient Egypt. That's one of my favorite times in history, and it's just a cool style.
So I was just so happy that you were into it. And so, you know, many years later, I was really able to indulge and get these cool colors, and I was really trying to pay attention, like what is popular in, you know, Egypt colors. And then I added a little bit of a bling, like, you know, these black ones, you know.
That one just looks like magic is flowing out of them. They're so
you know,
pretty.
It's iridescent finish that is kind of new on the market. And they really, you know, it's kind of unusual to have a finish like that on both sides of the bead.
Right.
And, you know, the iridescent, you know, like when you get a strand, they may be slightly different, but because they're iridescent, as you turn, when you make earrings or something out of them, they match enough, you know. And I just thought, I was just so excited to see, you know, a finish like that done in this kind of, you know, shape.
Yes.
And I have to say, you know, in all those years that I've been designing beads, I didn't think of doing this combo yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's just there's always something that you discover.
I'm so glad you did. It's so pretty.
25 years later, I'm still discovering different techniques.
As Eric says, you can click on the shopping bag to see everything we're talking about, and you can buy it right here while you're watching. And Eric did bring up a good point in the comments too. Today, if you're watching live Thursday, May 23rd, you can get free shipping on any Raven's Journey orders over $20. So really good time to stock up on these new cartouche beads.
Yes.
And I couldn't help myself. I did make some jewelry with these that I was wearing. Some cute little earrings, because I think they're the perfect shape for earrings.
Oh, you did such a good job with the like little melon drops underneath. They really are like rich looking, you know, the colors go well together.
So I combined these with other Raven's Journey favorites that we have here. So I used some of your wonderful rondelle beads, which are like a staple, and
That
we have a
is a
lot of
staple.
colors available, but I thought this color was a fun like ancient sand
Well, it
color.
does have that like cool, you know, we call it antique gold, but it's like a splatter of gold that is not perfectly even, and I just love how handmade it looks because it really is. And like this special mix is a custom mix that I requested, and we might have had something similar before, but never with this gold, so it's kind of like a newer combination. And every time we make these custom mixes, they come out different sometimes. This one has like an ivory beige color that's opaque mixed with crystal, and maybe next time I will have it will be a little bit more stripy, or there will be more crystal, or there will be more beige, and it will be more opaque. So grab them as Art Bead still has them, because sometimes things just disappear and don't come back.
The colors
as
are special sometimes.
Yeah,
limited
custom
run.
mixes are really kind of impossible to
So
remake.
do you go to the Czech Republic to like pick out all these colors and make sure that they're being done right?
Yes, and you know, I go there once or twice a year, which would never be enough, but I communicate. Luckily, it's
If only we
21st
could
century.
teleport like instantly.
Oh my gosh, I would probably never get anything else done. I'll be just
we'd
sitting
just be
there
teleporting
watching
everywhere.
beads being made. Yeah, exactly. But yes, I do have to go, and I do personally go to the glass factory, then mix the raw glass. I pick shades of color that are specific to Raven's Journey, and you would be surprised, like every time they say they cook a batch of glass, it's usually around 600 pounds.
Wow.
Like the batches do vary from each other, and even like, let's say in turquoise glass, they have like 10 different shades of turquoise. Some is more blue and light, some is darker and greener. I pick specific colors that I really like, but even in those specific colors, there's variations.
Okay.
So what I do is like, you know, I show up and I just pick the ones that speak to me the best. And over the years, I have practice in like what goes well with my other beads and what customers desire. So this is where I put, you know, my signature on my beads, because there's so many things to choose from. you really have to be specific. I don't leave it up to the bead makers to choose my colors. I'll go myself.
Gorgeous. Let's talk about these disc spacers here that I used alongside the rondelles. They make such wonderful accent beads or caps. They're just really great staples, and I love this finish here. What is this finish?
So the finish on these is a Picasso. It's the oxide of silver. One of Raven's Journey's like most favorite finishes. It really, blends, like tones down the color. Like the color underneath the glass is opaque mustard color, which has been kind of in the last a year, maybe two. Like you see a lot of mustardy tones, not so much bright yellow, but like a little bit toned down ochre, colors. So when I was getting these, I was thinking, ooh, this is something new to work with because people like it. And then once you put the oxide of silver, or, the nickname is Picasso, once you put that over, it's baked on finish, so super long lasting. It will never wear off, which I cannot say about other finishes.
Yeah, that's good to know.
This one is really super durable. You could wear it in salt water. You could wear it in a shower.
Ooh, so you could make a whole bracelet of like Picasso beads and just wear it
and they
everywhere.
Just go with the gemstones. They go with, like that kind of finish. But these spacers, they're so versatile, and they like look at your earring. Like if you didn't put them in, I don't think it would be as good, right?
Yeah, it adds a little bit of dimension, adds a little bit more texture, fits the vibe really well.
And you could use them as like sewn on beads. Like you could put a little seed beads and really reveal the whole disc. I've seen that done many times.
I love that idea, just right on top of there. That
and
would
if you
be
put them
so pretty.
in between beads, they kind of disappear, but they're spacers, right? So they space the big beads from each other, and like they're kind of, we undersell them sort of, right? But they are really important.
They're staple, essential.
Jewelry making,
Yes, use coupon code. Thank you for bringing that up, Eric. Use coupon code Ravens20 to get free shipping on Ravens orders of $20 or more. That's good to know. And then finally, what I used in this earring design were those melon drops. And I love this strand of beads because there's multiple colors. So what kind of finish is that?
So this finish is also hand applied, but because it comes in so many different tones, like it really has this like rich mix of colors, which, it could be maybe sometimes difficult to choose exactly the same ones, but I do like the versatility that you get a strand and you get a couple gold ones, a couple green ones. Sometimes the colors blend. It's a little bit of a rainbow. So, we call it metallic rainbow, and I like to use more of them in a design. I see that you chose like more of the golden orange colors.
Yeah, I chose the golden colors to match those golden beads.
As you could see, like you could.
But you could do purple to match the iridescence.
So they would all match.
And then because they come on the strand, maybe I have something that's more green or purple. I can use those beads in a different design.
Again, it's kind of a newer finish. I only started using it maybe 3 years ago maximum. I've never used it before. I was really focused on like the gold and the darker washes to show the beads, but then I thought, as the metallics started being more popular, and gold especially lately, I just really like the richness. All of a sudden my focus kind of shifted, and I do apply or order this finish on lots of different shapes, and it has been very popular, I have to say.
So pretty. I
love every time
that
it's a little bit different.
Love those strands. I just think they're so versatile too, and they make great drops in earrings, work well in necklaces.
There's a little bit of magic to these.
Yes,
I would
they
say.
are very magical. So we happen to be pretty close to your stash of Egyptian cartouche beads, correct?
So, like it just happened to be that we are right here.
Look at all these beads.
We have all of these colors. It is really hard for Becky to make her choices sometimes. But, as you come here and shop, this is kind of how it goes, right? Like we have these bags of beads.
So those are those beads we were just showing you in the earrings. It's so fun to see them all just all together.
Behind all the difficult decisions.
Yes. Someone's asking, do you offer the melon beads in single colors? Yes, we do have strands where all the colors match.
Many.
Yes.
Most of them will not be mixed like that.
Yes,
that's will be one color with different finishes but matching.
So really pretty.
So you could pretend you're in a warehouse shopping for art beads. Good luck choosing.
I'll take them all. So pretty. Do you want to show off anything else? We have some hibiscus beads
Yes.
on the table. We thought we'd talk about those because Art Beads does offer a lot of your hibiscus beads.
Yeah, so this is just like a totally random mix of colors. Art Beads may have some or not others, but obviously they come in. This may be a 10th batch that I've ordered, and there's probably 50 colors of hibiscus. So, popular bead. I mean, how can you go wrong with, flowers, right? And there's some finishes that are, I always try to come up with something different. So in these ones, there's a couple finishes that I've never had before. The finishes sometimes behave differently on different glass colors, which sometimes is a surprise for me. And then I carry it on to other beads once I discover that. So that's how I keep excited about beads. 25, 26 years later, they're still beautiful surprises and
so pretty
in a hand production. These are table cut beads, so there is way more involvement than something like a pressed bead. Like these drops, those would be pressed beads, and you press them, tumble them, and then usually the company that makes the bead, they take them to a different location where they apply the finish. It will be a place that only does finishes for people. They don't make their own beads because it's so specific and there's so many finishes. It will be overwhelming for one company.
All right.
Sometimes, like lately people been a little bit more inventive, and some companies apply one or two basic finishes, under one roof. Makes it a lot easier for them. They don't have to spend money on gas driving these beads around because it's villages, not one village, but villages. Cottage industry involves at least 20 different villages. And they're not always nearby. So, they do that in the house. But like when it comes to the table cut beads, after you apply.
So the hibiscus are table cut.
So they're first pressed, then they're tumbled. Then they put the finish on them, and then sometimes they take them to completely different factory, which is usually another family, and they do the cutting, which is the table cutting. Means it's a flat table that presses the bead down and strips off like just a small portion of the bead, the glass, to reveal the real color of the bead underneath. Otherwise the finish would cover the whole bead. So this way, they have to attach them to a plate that's full of specialty glue that reacts to heat. Once you cool it off, it's hard, and when you heat it up, it becomes pliable. You could take the bead out, and then they have to do this cutting on both sides of the bead, and it happens in very small batches. So you could imagine a large dining plate. How many of these beads can you fit on it? And that's all that gets cut, table cut in that one batch. So that's why there's a little bit more price, markup on these, because they go through yet another process of doing this, and they have to clean the glue off, make sure that nothing got damaged, and then it goes into stringing, which is done all by hand. And I get a lot of times customers asking me, what kind of robot strings these things. So then I have
if only it was a robot.
Yes, I wish. So it would make things a lot faster for sure. But, for the most part, round beads could be strung on bead spinners, which I'm sure a lot of your customers are familiar with bead spinners. But that's still a lot of work. And a lot of the bead spinners are powered by human power. Like they have pedals and things. They're not always electric. And only the small or round beads could be strung like that. These bigger beads, especially these flat ones, everything is strung, in hand with long needles. And many women and some men, some patient men, string these for us. And the idea behind stringing is that the quality of Czech glass is controlled, in the hands of these stringers. They see the chips, if there are chips, they see that the hole is possibly not good quality, because something could happen in a production when the hole collapses a little bit and the needle doesn't fit through. So this is, what I think that people run into, beads made out of gems that they're drilled, right? These are not drilled. The holes are done by the pressing machine during pressing of the molten glass, and it usually holds shape. But on occasion, something goes wrong, and so these stringers are responsible for stringing them. So then beaders, when they receive them at home, have a perfect hole to work with.
So much care even in
Yes.
making the beads and stringing the beads
Yes.
too. Like every part of the process is amazing.
All of that with customers, you know, who use them, not just look at them, but who use them in mind. You know, this is very important part of the Czech bead industry, Czech bead glass.
And if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, hit that shopping bag. Eric is adding more Raven's Journey to the shopping bag so you can shop even more. He's added in some more colors of the melon drops we were talking about. And I think he's working on adding in some of those hibiscus flowers. You can also go to artbeads.com after you're done here. Type in Raven's Journey. You'll see everything. It's right there on the homepage too for our little spotlight. Yeah, there's lots of handwork going in to these beads. They're made with care and passion and love. So should we take a look around the warehouse a little bit?
I was gonna grab my tea.
Let's grab our tea.
Take you on a little tour.
Okay.
This is, you know, my home warehouse. So this is where I live, like not too far from here.
I love that.
All of these crates are actually beads were shipped in these long time ago.
Oh.
So these are repurposed shelves, which in this industry I've never seen, you know, at anybody else's warehouse. So I think these are kind of unique, and luckily my partner Brad is super good when it comes to tools.
Super handy.
So he knows how to put them together. They're not all the same sizes.
I love that you repurposed those for That's so smart.
This is how I first started. You know, all the boat shipments, you know, for more protection, beads were shipped in these wooden boxes. That was the tradition. But as we know, prices of wood and everything else been slowly creeping up. And so maybe 10 years ago, we had to stop doing that because it just got too expensive. And but I retained most of the boxes, and we really reused them. You know, our cards and things, tools around here are made with them. And it's kind of a memory at this point.
Yeah.
Because everything gets shipped in like super strong cardboard boxes and everything's okay. But this is definitely going down a memory lane, I guess.
Wow. Bead lane and memory lane.
Yes. And, you know, some of these beads have been here, you know, I've collected them 20 years ago, and sometimes when I see a good bead, I buy it in big batches. And some of them are specific beads, just like the cartouches. Like, not everybody's going to buy them every day. So, but I don't mind having an old stock of beads, because as the prices go up and as the colors change and certain things are really hard to reorder, some of these are treasures that I remind customers, you know, like these will never be available again.
If you see something you like, get it, because they really are treasures.
A company like mine cannot operate with only the new arrivals. You know, people still want to shop some older shapes and things, and because I work with small, you know, families, they can only make so many beads a year. Right. You know.
Cool.
Okay, so here's
Eric says, guess what else is added courtesy of Teresa? Eric, were you able to add the moons, maybe? I see the moons on the screen, so we can talk about the moons.
Awesome.
Yay.
That's good. Yes, so we could just go back to our moon table.
And I'm just going to give another peek at all the beautiful shelves. Are those postcards from like the Czech Republic?
Yeah, so we have them blocked in this new shipment, but yes, some of these are just, you know, Prague.
So pretty.
Oh
my gosh.
That remind me of my home.
It's like a little vacation right here in the warehouse. Okay, so we have some new moons.
Okay, so I could show you a couple of the colors. So they come in little bags like this. Look at those.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So here's a couple of this. We call it the champagne finish.
So these are actually buttons.
Yes.
It's a little surprise for you guys. We've got these wonderful moon buttons. I was poking around on the site and I saw these and I was like, oh, we should talk about these. And they're so magical. I love them. Purple and gold. That's so pretty. And I love that they have the button shank on the back. So these are great for bead embroidery. You can see the bead around
more
them.
Durable, right? And it could be snapped off easier than if you worked with a glass shank.
Right, so you can make it like a little cabochon or something.
Yes, yeah, glass shank used to be traditional.
So
it's a little bit easier for them to make because, as you could imagine, like when you press a button and there's a glass shank, it's all the mold, right, that comes together and presses the button. With the metal shanks, they have to insert them while the glass is hot. Okay. So it sticks, you know, so it's like you can't, it's not glued in, it's actually like molten glass when the metal is combined.
That's good to know. These are so pretty. I love your moon face beads. So these are just a wonderful addition. The little buttons.
I just thought, the moon face beads have been our staple for a long time. I think that lots of customers just like, faces, right? We have moon faces and Buddha faces and all these kind of designs in the bead industry that we tend to like. And some people are really into it. And I thought, why not have a button that has the moon face that's way more refined than on the beads, because they get tumbled. Beads get tumbled, so it's like a lot of the finish. I mean, the design kind of comes off. It has to, it's sanded off with the tumbling sand. But with these ones, they're just pressed, and then only the edges are ground to like not be sharp, from the pressing. But the design is actually very sharp on these. You can really see the eyes.
Yeah, the detail is so good.
Yeah, the lips and everything else.
Amazing. So that whole box there is moons.
All the different moons.
Moons. So cute. So those are new. So definitely check those out. Eric added them to the shopping bag if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. And again, Ravens20 will save you money. Use the code and get free shipping on orders of $20 or more. Okay, so do we have any questions for Lenka? We could head over by the fire if we want, because I think we've showed you all the pretty new cartouche beads. We showed you the moon buttons and talked about some popular favorites like the Melon drops and the disc spacers and the rondelles. So many good Raven's Journey Czech glass beads. Each one is made with care. See that sweet cozy fire?
Today, twist,
here, I'll come to selfie mode and then we can be like,
spring is
we're by the
fire. Bit slow, but
So if you have any questions, let us know. But I think we're going to wrap up here pretty soon and talk about beads more.
Yes, she's got some shopping
Yeah,
to
maybe
do.
like a new beads. Moon is sold by the pair. Okay, great. And Charlene says, thank you so much. Thank you, Charlene, for watching. So yes, so make sure to shop today. We've got that free shipping promo going on. I think that coupon expires tonight. So if you see some beads that you like, make sure to get them and get those cartouche beads and the moon face buttons. They're so pretty. I love them. Sue Ellen says, happiness. Christy's wondering, are you working on more sugar skull beads? Would really love more colors. So she loves the sugar skull beads.
Sugar skulls are great. Right now, there are some technical difficulties with those. So, like I said, beads come and go. It was one of our original designs, and I am not sure if I'm going to be able to get more. We may have to make a new mold. I really don't know yet. And there are surprises in a production all the time.
I bet.
We've had some broken molds, and new mold makers are younger and not as skilled. Even they have all kinds of machines and things.
Right.
And,
so this is a trade that's kind of like passed down. It's a very human trade, and you have to really learn it and know it.
All the molds, like even, you make an old mold, I mean the original mold, and then they have to make a specific mold out of specific metal to actually press the glass. That mold gets worn out and thrown away, so we go back to the original one to make the pressing mold. And there could be technical difficulties with the original or the secondary. And in the industry that is so hands-on, and if anybody retires, it's a big chunk of knowledge missing in the industry. And so I cannot promise right now. I don't know where that shape is heading. We have so many new other shapes that sometimes I have to leave things behind to make room for new things. Our warehouse is limited.
Yes. Sorry, correction. I think Gelda was asking if a moon is sold by the pair, not stating. So they are sold individually. The moons are sold individually. Thank you for the clarification, Eric. Thank you. Yay. So Christy says, I'll keep my fingers crossed. Thanks for sharing the background info. Everything you make is wonderful. I agree, Christy. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today at our special little excursion at the Raven's Journey warehouse. Remember to close out your carts if you've added any. Use that coupon code RAVENS20 for free shipping on $20 or more of your Raven's Journey order. And keep your eyes on our website. Sign up for our newsletter because we'll have more Raven's Journey coming. So you don't want to miss all of that. And you can find those earrings that I made in our design studio as well. Just search for cartouche earrings. Super simple to find. So that's it from us today.
Okay, thank you for joining us, everybody.
Thank you,
Art
Lenka.
Beads have been working with me for, I believe, 17 years. I think I lost track. And, working with Becky for 10 years.
Yeah, I've been here 10 plus years.
Plus, probably. So all kinds of anniversaries and in this kind of industry, like, I'm always surprised, time goes by fast.
I know.
And only thanks to people like you, we could continue
Yes.
to serve you. And I hope that we're doing a good job. And,
Yes.
we're open to suggestions.
Yes, let us know what you guys want to see. We love hearing your suggestions. All right, thanks, guys. And tomorrow, Sarah Lovecraft will be live making some fun things that day. So keep your eyes on the live page. We've always got something going on, and we will see you next time. Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.
And now I have to come really close to end the show.